What's up, guys? Today I'll be talking about why you should start investing in college. From investing into yourself, into the market, into real estate, or even investing into a business that you like and are passionate about. And investing is one of the most important things to be aware of at a young age, and knowing what the definition of being financial literate too. And the earlier you start for investing or knowing what financial literacy is, the better you're going to be off in life and for your retirement. And really at a young age, it's all about building those good habits, and those habits compound into small wins, and those small wins compound into big wins or into your big goals you have or ambitions you want in life. In this video, I'm going to be mainly talking about investing to the stock market in the long term. And investing in general is going to be a process. It's going to be a journey. You're not going to be rich or grow your wealth overnight. There's no such thing as that. If there was, everyone on this planet Earth would be doing this thing, but most aren't. And when you're young, you have all the time in the world to build good habits and take in a lot of risk. And the more older you get, the more, I guess, quote unquote, less risk you have to take. The first thing I'll be talking about is knowing what financial literacy is. What financial literacy means to me is having multiple streams of asset producing income, meaning you don't have to work for your money. If it's from like your part-time job working at a retailer, or from your salary, or from your 9-to-5 salary job. It's making money while you sleep, which is called passive income. And investing in the market, specifically in the stock market, if I put it into simple terms, and if you want to be successful at it, it's all about having that long-term mindset. It's one of the most simplest things in life, but most people don't have that patience to grow their wealth over time and don't understand really the power of compounding working for you at a young age. And compounding means like the more you have it, the more it's going to grow. You might not see compounding taking effect when you're first starting out in high school or in college investing in the market. Over time, if you've been in the market for 5, 6, 7, or 10 to 20 plus years, you see it having days that you make $10,000 or even $25,000 in the market. But everyone starts somewhere. You might, for myself, I have good days that could be a couple thousand per day in the market. That's when the market's really green. I have days in the market when I'm down a couple hundred or even 1,000. And it's all about that awareness and that time horizon you have. For myself, if you're young in college, you have that time horizon to let compounding work for you. And the earlier you start, the more well off you're going to be in retirement. And when you're investing in the market, you're not supposed to put all your money all at once in the market. Allocate 10% of your income each and every single month into the market, and cost average up. You could increase it to even 20 to 30%, but just be aware like where you want to spend your money. And like that core foundation of being financial literate, having asset producing incomes, is to first have a savings account. And that savings account consists of your emergency fund, which could consist of unexpected medical bills, money that's set aside if maybe you're fired from your job, and that emergency fund could last you 3 months of expenses from your car repairs, medical bills, food, rent. And also each emergency fund is different. I have an emergency fund in between $1,000 and $2,000 because of my risk and knowing what expenses I have for myself each and every single month. Number 2, savings account. Besides having that emergency fund, start saving for things you want to do, vacations with your family or friends later in the year, and you want to save up each and every single month, allocating the set amount of money, putting it into your savings account automatically, taking that money out of your checking account from your job into that so you don't have to worry about it, or saving up for a new house or even a new car. Plan ahead, and if you work out the numbers, you could start small, and those small ones compound into big ones. And going back to that, being financial literate, save 10 to 15%, invest 10 to 15% of your income. So it could be between 20 to 30% of your income going into savings and investing. And the rest should be going towards your fixed expenses from your insurance, your car insurance, medical insurance, your car bills, your rent. And one of the other things I do is have an allowance for myself. Spending on things I really like and not have to be worrying about it. Like each and every single month I set aside this amount of money, a couple hundred or even 1,000 on things I like to do or invest in for myself. This perfect example of this is investing to books. If you look behind me, I like investing into books, self-help books, finance books. And books give you knowledge about life, and you become wiser and you learn lessons from these authors that have taken a lot of work and dedication to publish this one book, and you can learn it right then and there in a month or even a week if you are disciplined to read these books. And I like consciously spending my money on myself if it's learning more about different aspects about life from books or courses. And just think of yourself as a stock. The more you put into yourself right now, the more you can get back at it. It's just a simple concept of just compounding. The more you put into the market, the more it's going to compound later, having that long-term mindset. That money you put in the market, you're not going to see it for 10 plus years. That's how I put it. That's why it's really important to have a savings account. and knowing your different expenses, having that emergency fund. Transitioning to that, if you want to start investing into the market and you don't really know how to pick individual stocks, or you don't want to take the time to read financial statements like 10Ks, which every publicly traded company is, and you just want it to be, I guess, quote unquote lazy, this is how you do it. Open up a Roth IRA. I kind of recommend, not affiliated with Vanguard, but I like Vanguard's Roth IRA, and start simply investing into a S&P 500 index, whole stock market index. Ticker symbol specifically VU, which is the S&P 500 index, and the whole stock market index, which is VTI. The S&P 500 tracks the 500 largest companies in the US, and the total stock market index tracks everything in the market, and it tracks over 3,000 companies. And you don't have to know every single company that's in these indexes. Baskets of stocks, and they track the overall market. And historically, these indexes have returned an average of 6 to 8% each year. And there's data on it, 100 plus years. 6 to 8% each and every single year compounded. Calculations of over 30 years. You'd be a multimillionaire if you start now in high school or in college. And the benefits of investing into a Roth IRA is its tax-free gains. You're taxed on the amount of money you put in right then and there. Like if you put in $1,000 into your Roth IRA, you're taxed on your current tax bracket right now. So if you're young, you're going to get taxed like very little because you're in college, you're working your part-time job, or if you have like a full-time job. It depends on your income level. The benefits of investing in the Roth IRA, it's its tax-free gains. But one of the downsides of investing into a Roth IRA is, sure, it's tax-free gains when you pull it out, but you have to wait until you're 59 and a half to pull everything out. If you do that, you get a 10% penalty on it if you do. And number two, you can only put $6,000 per year into it. So that equates to $500 per month. So if you set aside $500 per month into your Roth IRA, cost average up, and putting half of it into VU, half of it into VTI, you'll be set. That's it. It's so simple. And the cost average up strategy works, and you don't have to worry about it. It's about like automating your finances. Every first of the month, allocate $500 and put it into your Roth IRA and make it a habit of yourself. Putting $250 into VTI and $250 into VU. And these gains, you won't see it in the short term, but in the long term, you're going to thank yourself. And the second thing I would do is, after maxing out your Roth IRA and investing into just index funds like the S&P 500 and total stock market index, if you have a 9-to-5 job, why not invest into a 401k? These 401ks are essentially free money. Like some companies match up to 10% of what you put into the market into these 401ks. Like for example, if you put in $5,000 into your 401k, that specific company is going to match it and put $5,000 into your brokerage account. So instead of having $5,000, you're going to have $10,000 to invest in. So that's essentially free money. But one of the downsides of 401ks is you have to invest in their mutual funds. You don't have the freedom to pick individual stocks or any index you want. And they usually have higher fees. I mean, you have to invest into what they recommend you. If that's the case, try to find something that tracks the market. Your HR could help you with that. And if you're young and like me, invest into the most aggressive fund out there, because you have your time horizon and you have so much years of compounding to work for you, 30 to 40 plus years. So if you're young, take that risk and just do some researching, like for these 401k like mutual funds. Like, where are they invested? Do you like these companies? If not, find something that you understand on a high level and max that out. And just like really just summing up this video so far, max out your Roth IRA into indexes, putting $6K a year into it, and max out your 401ks and investing into something that tracks the market or something that's aggressive that you kind of do your research on to understand on a high level. Thinking long term. That's how wealth is created over time, like compounding working for you. And then you can set yourself up later in life for retirement. In conclusion, investing isn't like the flashiest things to do. If you ever heard like the saying, investing is like watching grass grow or watching paint dry. If you think about that in like real life context, it's boring. That's how you make wealth over time. You don't care about short-term fluctuations. You don't care what other people invest in. If you want to take a conservative approach and retire being a multimillionaire, do these two things. If you maxed out both of those things, open up a brokerage account through like TD Ameritrade, which I like, and investing into individual stocks, products or services you use each and every single day. Why not invest in like Amazon if you order so much stuff on Amazon? If you watch YouTube all day, investing in Google. What about Facebook? Social media, if you use Facebook or Instagram. Like all these companies are great that I would make individual investments in. But it's all about understanding that company on a high level, knowing their risk factors, their management team, and just understanding their accounting language. That's what kind of like I like to do, like what Warren Buffett does, or Charlie Munger, or financial education, just to name a few great investors. It's all about putting that work in at a young age, building those good habits, and having that good mindset. And ask yourself, like, what do you want to do with that money? What's that end goal with it? Do you want to create generational wealth? You want to travel when you're older with all that capital you have? You want to donate all that money to charities? Like, define and be specific what you want. later in life, but like right now, be present and live life to the fullest right now. You don't have to live frugal. Like define and be specific what you want. Thank you for watching and peace out.